Hey, hi, very good morning and good evening, everyone. Welcome back. So our last session, we were discussing about what is our roles and responsibilities, and our roles and responsibilities is turning around a Linux systems, especially the servers. And that's where we wanted to learn some Linux. And in Linux also, we have different Linuxes. So whereas Red Hat is the most preferred one in the enterprise world, like. Okay, now that means my point was if you go for an interview and say that you are working on Red Hat versus Ubuntu, so there is a judgment can happen at least. Okay, so what kind of judgment I can make is, I mean, at least I am giving a chance opportunity to someone that, okay, so that I'm not serious guy. Okay, so why? Because I'm using Ubuntu, as simple as that. Because serious enterprise organizations, okay, so where these machines are critical, they wouldn't go for they wouldn't go for um, so the free operating systems in general. And some of the companies, it is mandatory to go for a paid versions. By the way, so for an example, if you are in, I mean, let's say the business in India, okay, there is a governance that controls certain financial institutions. Okay, or for an example, there is, I mean, here we have a governance which is like RBI. Okay, Reserve Bank of India, which actually is a governing body for all the banks. By the way, like the same thing in US also we have federal, but here the rules are so kind of little I mean strict actually in a way. That means so their governance tells that you, if you are running a system, that system, okay, either you should have an engineer with the uh, I mean, either you should have an engineer with who can support that, or you should have a support itself. That means if you're actually having a Ubuntu, let's say I wanted to run with Ubuntu, then you should show that I have so this so and so many members of Ubuntu experts in my company. Okay, or else you simply go to the Ubuntu support. Okay, the Red Hat, I mean, basically, like, just to avoid all these particular things, by the way. So because our engineers may not fix certain things because they're not from the product developers, right? So they're just the engineers. And if any critical issue comes in, I think our guys can't fix it. Okay, maybe to open source world it may come a little lazily, by the way. Okay, so that's how it's going to be. So certain places in certain companies it is mandatory even to have a enterprise system. I mean, enterprise companies that have mandatory to have so certain things. So that's where the Red Hat is generally evolves over there. So I'm not denying Ubuntu is not a good operating system. It is actually, but still, okay, just look at the enterprise perspective. Like, let's not showcase ourselves or that we are not a serious guys. Okay, so that's the reason. So we talked about and Red Hat, and we decided to go with the Red Hat 9. Okay, because that is the latest version which is available. But however, we wanted to start using Linux in Amazon. Okay, so by creating the servers in Amazon, let's not use any desktops or laptops to install Linux, and because it doesn't make sense. Okay, you can't simulate anything in your local laptop. Okay, because that's a very poor hardware, by the way, right? So you hardly have 8 GB, 16 GB, and we can't run our load in laptops, by the way. So at least our project is bigger one, so we can't actually manage that. So there is no point in okay going there also. Okay, because in real time you don't do that. Real time you don't run your systems laptops in laptops, I mean, a Linux inside your laptops by creating a virtual machines and all. We don't do that. Okay, so that's the reason. So let's do something that what actually happens in the industry. So in company also, if you go there, they create servers. The servers is properly created. Okay, so that's where we'll also go to the cloud and create the servers. And so that's where I asked every one of you to create an AWS account if you don't hold one. If you hold one, there is no problem, no need of creating AWS. And but however, okay, while you create the account and as well as okay, let it have some cooling period of after creating account. In the meantime, so we can still get the Linux, okay, from a website, from a training portal which is called as Killer Coda. Killer Coda is going to provide Linux for free. Okay, they may be giving you just for some 1 hour of time. But after 1 hour, again, you can ask for it. You refresh and you will get it. But that's okay. I mean, it's not much matter to us, by the way. So we'll go and try to learn in the killer coda. And okay, so for 1 or 2 days, at least today and tomorrow, we'll just stick with killer coda. And after that, we'll go to the actual cloud service. And that's where I have given the killer coda link actually over here. I hope every one of you got this particular link. If not, also I'm keeping on the chat once again. So it should be accessible, by the way. So here you have a killer coda link. So open that killer coda link. If you have not logged in, so try to log in. Maybe login will redirect the page again to some common page. And again, close that. Maybe let's say if you are in logged out, for an example, if I open this small problem with this, if I click on login, you can just choose your Google login only, but it will take you to the landing page. Okay. So that's where again, you close this, maybe you open it once again. So it will take to the actual our page. And in this also, so we have two courses or categories. So one is Linux basics that we'll learn with killer coda, and Linux administration topics that we'll learn with actual Amazon servers. Okay. So this will take 1 or 2 days. So we'll cover this. So if you see here, you're getting some 60 minutes of time on the top. You can see this, some 60 minutes of time it is happening. Okay. So it is also doing some job. Don't worry about it. So let it come. So also we talked about yesterday, the prompt, by the way, how the commands look like. Okay. The command, whenever you're executing any command, it may have some options. It may have some inputs. So across our learning, while we're doing that, so while we learn the command, we learn some of its options, which are necessarily needed. And also some commands may require input. So we'll go and provide the input anyhow. So we may learn we'll be learning some commands, and commands may have some options. We'll learn that. Okay. So until here, we have discussed in yesterday's session. Maybe even after that, the directory path also we talked about. In Linux, everything starts with /, by the way. Okay. So the directory structure is also, I have given a fair understanding. So comparing with Windows, it's all C drive : So here it is, a / is the place where you're going to start. Under that, you're going to have subdirectories. But also I mentioned one more thing. So in Linux, preferred do not give any spaces in the file or folder names. Don't give any spaces. In Linux also, the directory names are case sensitive, like I was mentioning. So capital demo is different. Capital demo is different in Linux, and small demo is 2 different directories you can create. But in Windows, you can't do that. I hope you have tried. Okay. So until here, we have discussed in yesterday's session. We wanted to start with Linux. Let's go and try to start learning Linux. So is everyone clear before starting? Any confusions, questions before starting the Linux?
Hello, Raghu.
Yeah.
Hi, Raghu. Good morning. Can you please once ping the URL of this killer coda? Like actually, I'm unable to log into this.
Yeah, I pinged.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Raghu. In starting, you said about Red Hat and Ubuntu that I missed. Can you tell me one more time? I mean, what we need to use?
We'll be using Red Hat.
Okay. Instead of Ubuntu.
Yeah, Ubuntu is not an enterprise solution.
Okay.
I'm unable to hear you, Tarun. Okay, moving on. So let's start with the actual Linux commands. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about is in Windows, when you actually open, even in my Mac OS also, if I try to open, so here I'm getting some files, by the way. Okay. So maybe if I want the list of files, I'm saying like this, by clicking this, I'm getting it. Okay. Windows also, you open a folder, you get it generally, right? In Linux also, yes, essentially you need to see the list of files, but you have to execute a command here. Okay, and what is the first command that we're going to do over here is ls command. So ls is a command that will show you the list of files and directories inside that. Okay, so ls is showing you the list of files. Now, same like Windows or my Mac OS also, in a way, it can have different views also, right? It has a name, it has a date modified, what kind of document, what is the size and all you're getting. Or else you simply want a simple file name also, you can give like this, right? Okay. So or else you simply want like this, you can simply get like this, just the file name, no more details, not even the icon extended also, right? These are all different views. The same way, in Windows also you have the same views, by the way. So view by something is there, okay? So now ls command is there, and ls-l you can give so that you can get a little more information about it. Okay, this is the file name, and it is the last modified time, okay, of that file, and what this is the size of the file, and these are some permissions. Anyhow, you'll see that later. But you're getting more information. Let's understand. You're getting more information with ls-l. Maybe ls has 100 options. Okay, we're not going to cover all those things. So what is essential, again, for us to start our work, we'll be going with that, right? So I mean, that's what I'm telling, like, just compare with your Windows. On day one, you don't need everything. Okay. And you're maybe on the day N also, maybe you have been using it from years. Okay. But you still don't know all the options in Windows. At least I don't know, like maybe like any operating system. Okay. So I would say that we will not know everything. So that's not the way you should look at operating system. Okay. So that's what I'm being consciously calling it out. Okay. So don't waste time around Linux. I know a lot of people have a view that you strong in Linux, you're good at, I mean, you get it manage the things and all. I do agree to an extent, but not to a larger extent, by the way, because that's not the area of your interest right now, by the way. Okay. So, and you don't need to waste the time around there, because it's a never-ending phenomenon also. Linux, if you have started learning, okay, it's a never-ending thing only. So an administrator can limit to some topics, and you go to the Linux developer, he may extend to some more topics, and you go to a completely a OS developer, by the way, you can have a larger extent. So these are all phases. We're not that persona, right? We're not that persons. Okay, we're DevOps engineers, so we need OS. We'll use it for that OS. So that's where the ls command have many options, like I mentioned. I mean, there are many options. When you need it, you start reading about it. That's how you should do that. And also, how do you read it? I already told you. Manual page you can view. So ls command, you can type it. So you get the page and it's all its options. So when you're seriously looking for some option, you start reading about it, identify that option, and go ahead and implement that. Okay. So that's how you should be doing it. Okay. So going to okay. So the next is okay, ls-l option is what you generally see, because you need a bit more options. Okay. So then ls-capital A is another option, because okay, if you wanted to see little hidden files, by the way, so then ls-capital A will come into picture. Okay. Okay, so -A is showing you the hidden files. So that means ls is showing 1, 2, 3, 4 files it was showing, but ls-A was showing a bit more files. So that means these are hidden files. Then those are hidden files. Okay, so now you can do a combination of those two options as well. What we know, -A and -L also. That means you're asking to show the hidden files, and as well as the long list also you can do. So that's where you can see those additional information as well. But -A will show you the hidden files. Okay, so that's how you can see the list of files, and you will understand whether, what all the files you have. And one more important information over here that you need to understand: the first character, the very first character of ls-L tells you whether that is a directory, or whether that is a directory, or whether that is a file. Now, if it is hyphen, that is a file. If it is D, means that is a folder. If you see that as a D, that is a folder. Generally, you can identify that with some blue color also, but colors may not be mandatory all the time. So if I give like this, or sorry, if I give like this, you're not getting any color. Okay, you can't by seeing the color, you can't determine that, right? So the right option is this one, the D character. You will understand that's a folder, that's a directory. Maybe in Windows you call it as a folder. Here we call it as a directory. Okay, just a wording convention difference only. End of the day, it is same only. Okay, it's folder and it directory. Okay, so that's about ls command. And by listing the files, or you will know that in wherever location you are in, you don't know to go to some other location yet, we'll go there. But wherever you are in, okay, you wanted to see the list of files. So by doing ls command, you will be able to see the list of files. Sometimes there'll be hidden files as well. You wanted to see the hidden files also, ls-A is what we will do. All right. So that's about ls command. Any questions?
Hello,
Yeah.
Raghu. What are the hidden files and why they are created?
Windows also you have hidden files, no?
Yeah. So, like, why always they are in hidden mode?
Because you want to hide them.
Like, what kind of configurations into them?
Nothing. See, are you in Windows? Are you sure that, are you known about hidden files?
No, because whenever we require, like, we have the requirement, so we put the checkbox hidden, uncheck
Why
and
you
check.
why do you do that?
Like, I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
So why you put your items in hidden? It's English issue,
Like,
no?
yeah, like this is default configuration, some kind of things.
No, no, no. Let's talk about general knowledge. Forget about technical knowledge.
Mhm.
Why do you hide the things?
Like, it can be some confidential things. So that's what.
It's as simple as that.
Okay. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah. See, basically, your general requirements has been digitalized, by the way. That's it. Okay. It can't be the reverse way. Correct?
Mm, yeah.
So your general requirement is to hide the things as a human being, or maybe like to have a personal thing. So you hide the things, right? So then the digital, they just translated that into a digital thing. So in Windows also you have hidden files and folders, just to not to have a general view to everyone. Okay, by default. And the same applies to the Linux also. So there is nothing too much technical here.
Here total count is 48, right? But we see only very
That
few.
48 is different, by the way. That's not the total files, by the way. This total determines something else.
Okay.
I think that on the hard disk, the number of blocks these total files has been consumed. There is sectors and blocks will be there. Okay, so hard disk layout will be there. Okay, so that number it will show you.
So if you see the list command, we got only 4 profiles, I think. But here, if you see ls -a-l, it came around 12 files. What is the difference there?
Hidden. Capital A will bring you the hidden files.
Okay, there were 2 files only in hidden. Okay.
No, there were no 2 files, right? So these are normal files. 1, 2, 3, 4 was showing normally. The rest of all the things are hidden. And how can you determine that is a hidden? If any file name or a directory name starting with a dot character, so that is being determined as a hidden file or a directory in Linux. Maybe Windows, it is a property. Right click properties. You have to check a hidden option. Okay, so but here the file name itself will determine it is a hidden. So anything starts with dot is a hidden.
Okay.
Yeah.
-rw what it indicates, Raghu?
Later.
Sorry.
Later, not now.
Okay.
Right. So by end of Linux, by the way, you'll understand every column also. That's okay. But at this point of time, that's not our interest. Not able to hear you, Varma.
Yeah, hi Raghu. Right now we have to access the server using the command line prompt, right? So my doubt is that in the actual server also there won't be any UA elements if a Linux Red Hat Linux OS is installed in it.
See, that's all depends upon the type of installation you choose. Like we already talked about, right? So we don't do that. Though the graphical is up on servers, we don't do that.
Okay. Okay. Thank
you. Yeah. All right. So going to the next one. Now if we would like to just navigate from one location to another location, okay, or you wanted to understand where are you, by the way. In Windows, I think, so you have a file explorer. So in file explorer, by the way, on the top, it will show you like, where are you, right? So generally, but in Linux command line, it may not be able to show you, okay, where are you? So that's where you can give by using a pwd command, it will show you where are you, the present working directory. Okay. The present working directory is pwd, will show you the where you are, by the way. Okay. So it is telling you are in /root, some directory. Okay. But however, if you would like to navigate from one location to another location, then it is cd command. So cd, okay, if you know the path, you can give the path. So for an example, I know some path. Let's say /var/log. I know the path, I have given the path. Now pwd, I'm there. Okay. pwd, I'm there. Now, okay. So if you don't know the path, you should start navigating it. So how do you know the path? If you don't know the path, how do you navigate? Like same like Windows only, right? So Windows, actually, you may do double click and go, right? So first you go to one folder, see the files, double click, again to see the folders, again double click, go inside, like that you will do. So here you can't do a double click. Now let's say cd/, yesterday we talked about already, / is the actual place it starts. I should do ls, okay, by seeing, okay, so where I came to know, okay, I had to go to where. So that means cd command, I know I can go inside a folder, I'll give where, and do ls. I know by seeing log, yes, I wanted to go inside log, cd log, okay, ls. and I'll be seeing the files here. Okay, now I'm in var log. Now, rather than all these particular things, you can directly go and give /var/log also. You can start from scratch. Okay, you can start browsing, listing, going inside, you can do. Also, if you know the full path, by the way, you can directly give the path as well. Okay, so this is what is about a CD command. And in CD command, okay, so you can also use a simple CD command, by the way. So just a CD enter, if I give, it will take you to your home directory. Every user will have one user directory, by the way. So root user also have a root directory, which is /root. So that is marked as a home directory to that user. Every users will have their home directory. Windows also have their user directory, right? I think C drive users and the user folder will come, username will come, right? The same way Linux also the same thing. Where is this? Yeah. The Linux also the basic thing will come. A user will have its own home directory. Now the root user is having /root, and CD command will take you wherever you are in, doesn't matter. CD command can take you to that home directory. And also generally a very interesting, not interesting, I would say very common option we generally see is going back, by the way. In Windows, again, it's a folder explorer. On the top, let's say you wanted to go back, by the way, you click here, it will take you to that directory, right? But Linux command, and that means, so if I go with cd/var/log, if I wanted to go one directory before, now I'm in currently in log directory, one directory before is var, by the way. So that means I can give cd ... Okay, so pwd, you're in /var. Now to avoid the pwd command, I just customize this prompt to give you in which location we are in, by the way. The moment you do cd and go to some other location, okay, so this prompt itself will show you which location you are in. I just customize the prompt. Okay, the prompt is customizable. By default, that won't come in any of the Linux OS, but you can customize well. Okay, I just customized it. So just to have a better view. Okay, so I'm going to now cd /... Now to var, by the way, what is its parent directory, which is /. So I'm going to /. So cd ... will take you to that parent directory. Will take you to the parent directory. So that's what it is. All right. So this is how we'll deal with the pwd command and cd command. Pwd is going to show you in which directory you are in. The cd command will try to help you navigate to some directory. Okay. Now you can give the full path, or you can start navigating. It's up to us, by the way. So this is how we will do it. Any questions on this? Not able to hear you much. No, still not able to hear you. Moving on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So my question was like, what's the difference between cd varlog and cd varlog /?
Nothing difference.
It's the
Okay.
same?
Yeah, it's a, so any directory, okay, in Linux is actually ending with /, by the way. Okay. So though you don't see that, that means log, because if you see here, var is actually this is actually 3 pieces. Okay. So here, sure. So this comes into 3 pieces. Okay, so slash is the first directory, the root of the directory, and this is 3 places. Okay, now where is actually, if you see this, slash is there. So that means the directory is always represented by ending with slash.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's how it just shown there.
Got it. Thank you.
Hi Raghu. So to list the files, we use ls command, and to list the number of directories, what command shall we use?
ls only.
Directories also?
Yeah. Windows also it's same. If you open a folder, it will show you both folders and files, right?
Yeah.
Same.
And also, what is the difference between this tilde sign and the forward slash sign?
So the tilde sign actually shows that you are in your home directory, by the way.
Okay.
But you are in some other directory. I just customize the prompt saying it should just show me the directory name.
Okay.
Otherwise, normal Linux, if I go open, let's say Killer Coda, let's say as an example, maybe I'm already running one, it won't show the second one. I think here only I can open another tab. So the other tab actually, which gives me a basic prompt. Now this is also Linux, but they're giving Ubuntu. Now I'm in some other location. But if you see the prompt, by the way, so cd/var/log. Okay, so though you are in var log, by the way, it is not showing anything there. It is still same. The default prompts won't show you anything. Okay, so we just customized it and we're doing it. So by the way, so the tilde symbol determines you are in your home directory, and if you're in some other directory, so it just shows you the directory path actually on my prompt. Just a customized prompt which won't come by default, but you can always customize, like I mentioned.
Okay, so when we are working on the real-time Linux servers, so how it will be the prompts?
Any matured person will customize it. Any layman won't do that. It's as simple as.
Okay.
Hi Raghu. Here we are showing whenever we run the ls, it's showing the files. How can we find this is? I mean, in Windows we have C drive, D drive, like that. In this we have any drive like that, or only common?
We have disk management. We'll talk about that time.
Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Raghu, suppose I'm in 7 places in, let's say, CD, home, user, document, project, reports, right? And I wanted to access one file over there. And if I wanted to back 4 places, how can I go through this?
So you can do that. So cd /// by the way. So cd/var log. Now I wanted to go 2 places back, by the way. cd // You can. But some OS also will help you. It's actually not OS. There is something called a shell, by the way. So some of the shells, let's say I'm using my MacBook, now pwd. Now I can go to / by giving 3 dots also. I'm there. Okay. So the Linux, whatever it comes by default, won't support this. This is my MacBook. Additional software that we have installed, a shell. That shell has that feature. And yeah, so now let's say if I go with the downloads, now let's say ls-ltr. So some folder, some portfolio event. Okay, I'm in this location. Now, if you wanted to go to /, it is 4 directories. Dot will take here. 3 dots will take here. 4 dots will take here. 5 dots, it will take you to the root. You can do that. Okay. So, but in Linux, you have to give / and then one directory you denote with dot. This is how you do that.
And I cannot provide the name or the folder like cd // document somewhere if I want to go there in the document folder.
rather than that, I think if you know the full path, by the way, it's better to give, I mean, at least if I am thinking, if I were you, I'll not do that way, right? So I know the full path. If I wanted to go that path, I'll just give the full path only.
Okay.
So if what I'm trying to tell you is, now let's say you're talking about, let's say /home/user/ okay, documents /project. Okay. So /new1/content1. Now you tell me where you want to go.
Let's say I want to go in document back.
You want to go into document. So that means it is three locations prior. That means .. /..
Okay.
That even I am feeling, since I know the path, I'll just directly give this only. Anyway, it is fine. You just look at which comfort you are, I mean, which is the comfort for you. If I were you, I do this, by the way. I mean, at least that's okay. This is also technically both are right. But comfort wise, I feel like, this is no complexity.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Now, I think I thought your question was something else actually. So now here in user document, so I have some downloads also. I thought you asked from here, how can I go there? So now here also you can do that. Now you can go to document and basically you can give in that place, I wanted to go to downloads. Still you can do this. Now, rather than doing all these complex things, I will simply give, this is my thought process. Like this makes my life easy is what I feel. Both are right now. Yeah. All right. So going to the next one. So far we had just dealt with what all the things which is already there. Okay. Now I wanted to start creating our own. Okay. How do I create a file? Now in Windows also, how do you create a file? Right click, new, maybe you can just choose a new document. Okay. New text document. That's what you do. Next, new text document, Windows. So how do you do that? So this is how you do that. No? Right click, new, and the text document you'll see. And what size file it will create, by the way, it will create a 0 size file. So here also it is same. If you want to create some file, file.txt, and this file is actually going to be created, and it is a 0 size file. If you see this, right? And there's no point in creating some 0 size files. So just as a concept we're talking, but not a great use case. Okay, that's fine. You can also create multiple files and all. These are, like I tell, these are no use, seriously no use. Okay, so just as a concept only, we can do that. We are doing it. Now, the very important takeaway from here is, okay, not how to create a file, but rather than that, actually a very important takeaway on this particular one is, in Linux, there is no file extensions. That means we are giving file.txt, lambda.py, anaconda.ks.cfg, anaconda post.log. These are all ending with dot extensions. And Linux doesn't bother about that. Okay, you are still giving, okay. But Windows, it is mandatory to have an extension. Okay. So, but Linux, it's not mandatory. Okay. But still we provide that is only for our comfort. By seeing .cfg, I'll understand is a configuration file. .txt, I'll understand is a text file. .py, I will understand that's a Python file. Okay. It makes my life easy. For that reason, we do that. But for OS, by the way, this full thing is one file name. This whole thing is a file name. There's no extensions involved here. That's a very important takeaway that you need to take. Okay. So that's what it is. And that means I created a sample, or there's a sample file. So there's no extension, still it is fine. But in order to understand what type of file it is, you have to open the file and see the content. But maybe from the outside, I'll understand this is a Python, this is a text file, this is a log file, something like that, I'll understand. Okay. Now the same way, how can you created a empty file the same way you can create an empty directory by going with mkdir command and some directory name. Now ls-l, so you can see that there's a directory created. And it's an empty directory. How can you determine it is empty? ls demo if you give, okay, ls of that folder, it is actually giving. No, you don't need to go to cd into that directory and do ls itself you can do directly, okay, that folder, and you will be able to get it. So ls demo is not having any files. And like I already mentioned, so the another important takeaway over here is Linux is case sensitive. That means you can create another folder with capital D also. Okay, mkdir demo ls. So you have capital demo. Okay, so that's about the that's about how do you create a file and create a directory. Any questions?
In starting, there is a touch no, that is a command to create a file.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, sir. So we can also create a file with the cat command, right? Is it still there?
There are many ways to create many things. I mean, the same job can be done in many ways.
Yeah, yeah. So cat is also there. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. One more hand.
So Raghu, for some files we have not given any extensions, and also for demos also, I mean directories also we are not giving any extensions. So how do we differentiate between files and demos?
ls-l command will show you this is a directory by showing the D character.
Okay.
And hyphen means file. Yeah. All right. So the next one is how do you remove the files and directories? So maybe we just talked about creating a file. So then how do you manage it to remove? Now, rm is a command to remove the file. So that means ls rm, let's say I'm having sample, I'll create a sample. Okay, so rm and the file name is actually giving the file name. Okay. And it is asking whether you wanted to remove or not. Maybe Windows also, it will ask you, okay, you want to delete or not, like prompt yes or no, something like that. All right. So it is prompting for yes or no. Either you can type y character or no character, n character to remove, to say no, by the way, n. Okay, it didn't remove it. If I say y, by the way, it is actually it is prompting y. Okay, so this is what is okay. We have with rm and remove a file. But however, if you see this phenomenon, it is asking for yes or no. And if you are sure that anyhow you're removing, so prompting will not be that much useful as well. So that's where you can just remove that by using the RM with a forceful option, which it will not ask you anything. So let's say if I'm removing lambda.py. So the file is removed. Okay. So ls-l. So the lambda.py is gone. But a very important thing over here is once you remove the file, it just delete all the content. You can't retrieve the data. Okay. You can't retrieve the data. So that's where, and also these are live machines. You have to be, okay, very, very conscious, by the way. Okay. You can't just blindly go and execute the things. Okay. So you should be very, very careful. That's the whole point. Conscious and very careful, because you see this one, this is all related to the customer access. I'm talking about live machines, production machines, but you have some test machines and all. It is okay to play around, but however, when you're actually dealing with the real production systems, you have to be extremely careful. And to avoid these mistakes only, so today we are actually getting onto some zero trust kind of a thing. So no one really allows you to enter into the systems completely. So no logins also. We are allowing today's world into the systems just to avoid some manual mistakes. Anyone would happen. Everything will go through automation. So that's where it's okay, but still, okay, be conscious. Okay, don't do mistakes, especially in the production environments, prod environments. So don't take a risk. But yeah, like I mentioned, so retrieving the data is almost impossible. So please be careful when you actually delete a file and directory as well. Now removing a directory, by the way, so the same command, but you're removing a directory, rm demo, it will tell that, hey, you're trying to remove a directory. Yes, I'm trying to remove a directory, rm-r I'll tell. And it is again asking for yes or no. I'm giving no. So I wanted to forcefully delete it, rm-rf. Okay. You will delete the directory. You can also give like this. Both are fine. Okay. So that directory is gone. So now rm-rf demo, that folder is also gone. Okay, rm to remove a file, rm-r exclusively we need to use this option to remove the directories. Okay, so that's how you have it with the directories. And when you're maybe at this point of time, this is an empty directory. But for example, if you're having a directory with all the content also, now when you're removing the directory, all the content inside that folder also, directory also will go away. Same like Windows only. You're deleting a folder means all the content which goes into the folder is deleted. Okay, so that's how you remove your files and directories. Clear? Any questions? Okay, cool. So the next one is how do you copy your files and directories? Okay, so how do you copy your files and directories? By using a cp command. Like there are always multiple ways. Okay, there's a cp command, there's an rsync command. Okay, so with cat command also you can do that. Okay, but yeah, so there are many ways of doing it. Then a cp command is something which is a very common one generally we use, and you copy a particular file to particular file. So I'm copying nodes.txt to the pages.txt. So cp, a source and destination, a source file and a destination. If the file is in some other location, now let's say cp, I know the file which is in some other location, I wanted to copy it here, which is as like, so new, something like that. So I copied the file from that location to this location. Okay. So now here I copied pages.txt, pages.txt is copied, and pages.txt is copied from nodes.txt, right? And that nodes.txt is an empty file. The copied file is also empty file. But the new file which I got created is from some other place from the system. Okay. So it is having some content, and that's where it is having some size. Okay, so this is how you can copy certain files. Now, if you want to copy a directory, then how do you do that? Okay, so the same cp command only, but -r option. Okay, so you can't. Okay, without -r option, you can't actually copy. So that's where an mkdir demo. So touch demo new.txt file. Now cp-r demo to /tmp a demo path. Even if you don't give that folder name, it just copies whatever is your source name. It just copies that into the source name. So that means done. Now ls-l of /tmp. So you have a demo directory, and ls-l of /demo is showing you this file is there. That's okay. When you're actually copying a directory, it is cp-r. Okay, so this is how you can copy a file with normal cp command and copy a directory by using cp-r. And the cp command, actually, if you're copying a file or folder, you can also do some hack also. Now let's say cp/etc password. You can use dot, by the way. The dot denotes current directory. Current working directory denotes dot, because dot you already seen that, which is parent directory. With cd command you have seen, right? So dot means current directory. These are two shortcuts, by the way, which are available. Now, if I give enter, now that file has been copied as password file only. I did not give any file name. I simply told copy here. It just copied. Now cp-r/etc for an example SSL, if I give dot, so all the files inside that particular one also will get copied here. ls SSL. So you can see some files. Okay, so that's how you can also use this dot shortcut also sometimes. If you don't want to give any other file name or folder name, you wanted to just copy the same folder name as is here. So you do that. Windows operation, right? Right click copy, right click paste, you will get the same file name. Correct? But here you are getting a option to choose the same file name, or while copying itself, you can give the second file name. But Windows, you have to go and give paste and right click if you want to rename, right click rename, you do that, right? But here it is a simple way. Yeah, does it make sense? Any questions? Okay, I don't see any raised hands. So moving on. The next one is how do you rename a file or how do you move a file? Okay, both will be done by same operation.
Yeah, Raghu, I'm sorry. I had a question regarding the cp command. So what do you do if you want to copy selected files? Like not all the files under a directory, like a couple of files from that directory and to a new directory.
Yeah, you can choose the files. Now, let's say I have some files here. So I want to copy anaconda.cfg and anaconda post.cf.post.log. Two files I have chosen and copy to /tmp, some other path I'm giving. So you copied two files.
So like say if you want to copy these two files to your home directory and you mention it by putting in dot. So
Dot
is
means
it that
current
like
directory.
current directory? So is it that the last file or folder is the destination of this command?
Yeah, that's the command syntax, right? So command syntax, what we have written, source and destination. So the last one is a destination.
I see, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. So the next one, which is how do you rename your file, and also how do you cut a file and paste it in some other location, something like that, right? So you have cut paste also. So that is done by mv command. So that means cut paste. Let's do. Now let's say I'm moving mv new to /tmp. Okay. Now ls-l. Now there is no more new file here. That is moved to /tmp. If you go to the /tmp, you can see the new. Okay. Now, if you want to rename this file, by the way, so ls, now for an example, I want to rename this file. So mv file.txt as, let's say, files.txt, I'm giving. Now what happened is it just renamed. Okay. So you have given source and destination. So the destination you have given in the same location. Now here also source and destination. Now the destination is a directory. It will move to that location. But if a destination is a file name, here is a file name and destination is also a file name. Okay. So then what it is going to do is it is going to rename it. So the mv command act both the things. One is to cut and move to some other place. And as well as it also going to help you in renaming the file as well. It's up to you. So that all depends upon how you are giving the command. So if the destination depends upon the destination. So that's about something with the move command. Maybe it looks like too many things, by the way, but yeah, you will get used to that. So just a week you hang around with Linux. I mean, you will get comfortable with Linux. And also trust me, by the way, maybe mark 1 year, 2 year of your Linux world. Okay. So trust me, by the way, so once you understand and using Linux and all, you will one day feel that Windows is the most difficult operating system that you have worked on so far. Okay. So Linux is more flexible, comfortable, by the way. You will realize one day, I mean, not today immediately, because new things, many things, you may feel discomfort, but still maybe typing and all, maybe is becoming a bit difficult, by the way. So, but typing is essential in Linux. Just avoids your laziness. That's one version of it. And second thing is it has so much powerful, by the way. So it's not like desktop, right? So you will realize one day. Yeah. So just to coming back to the topic. So mv command is basically the same command we are using to replace both source and destination. All right. So this is what you have. Yeah. So any questions?
Hi, Raghu. Is copy and CP and MV will work for directories?
Yeah.
Okay.
But mv command does not have like cp command. So cp was having to deal with directory -r option. mv was not having -r option. So you can just move the directory. If you're planning to move the directory demo to some other location, you will be able to, but demo is already there. So if you are looking to copy to, let's say, some other path like you, OPT or something, it's moved. It moved the directory.
Okay. Is move will give option, like example, if I give the wrong name of the destination, will they create it a file over there, folder over there, or it will give an error?
If you are giving a wrong destination, that's a rename, right? The destination that doesn't exist is a rename. No? So I'm giving mv file.txt. At that point of time, file.txt exists, whereas the files.txt does not exist. Okay. Then what it does, that operation becomes a rename operation, not the file not found operation.
Okay. For the same, it works for same for directory, right? Example, if I'm giving demo.
Yeah.
So
So if I'm giving SSL, now let's say I'm giving Raghu, whereas the Raghu doesn't exist. So it's a rename now. If the destination doesn't exist, it's a rename. The destination exists. It's actually moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raghu, can you scroll down or scroll up that your screen? I mean that command bit. some more. Yeah, here you are given move new to temp, right? The temp folder is hidden. Okay, that new is not showing here, right? That new is taken from the any directory or
It's there, right?
okay. In demo, it's there. Okay, wherever.
Not demo. It's there here only, not demo. Demo is another one. This is another one.
Okay, below you are given list -l, right? In below it not showing new. So
Because it's already moved, right? It moved from this place to /tmp. So it's gone from here.
I have one more doubt. For we are giving move to temp anything. Move. I mean any file to temp. Is there taken from the here list or any folder also it will take from? If it, for example, it present in demo and in demo folder and one more folder it's there. We can simply give move and that file name and /temp is given. It will take from there to temp or we need to give complete direct.
No, it can take.
Okay. In that disk means it will take in from wherever will.
Right.
Okay. Right. And one more thing, Raghu. We have some have 3-4 directories. I mean, one is SSL, one is password, one is and one more is something Raghu or call. In 2 directories, we have a file like Ashok file is there in 2 directories. We can save same name in 2 directories.
In Windows, can you do it?
In Windows, in different folder, we can save it, right?
So here also it is same one. Whatever you do in Windows only, this is just an alternate operating system.
Yeah. Okay. And okay, we can save it, right? At that time, we can give the move file. It will take from where? It will take from the SSL or it will take from the Raghu.
No, let's put some this one. So you tell me what is the 2 folders you want. You told Ashok. Okay.
Ashok is the file. In Raghu folder, we have a Ashok tech.txt file.
Okay.
And one more folder, like anything, any folder, SSL folder. No. I mean directory, some other directory.
That's
Raghu is
directory.
one folder. Yeah.
No, under where you wanted to, under Raghu or outside of?
Outside. Say.
Okay.
In demo also we have the file asok.txt. If you want to move this asok.txt to temp file, at the time we have to we are giving move option. MV. Okay, we need to mention full directory, right? Okay.
Yeah.
If it is only one file means we can directly mention that ashok.txt and /temp.
No, still it is one file only. No? You have given the full path of that. Rather than going inside, you have given the full path. That's it. But still single file only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello. Hi, Raghu.
Yeah.
Yeah, like instead of giving a full path, we can also go to that particular directory and from there we can run move command, right? Like move the file name, then to the destination path where we want to move that file.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So there is also one more thing which I have written here. So which is some shell CLI shortcuts. I would recommend you to start learning some shortcuts on the command line to make your life easy. Okay. So from Red Hat, there is one top 10 shortcuts for productivity is given here. So please go ahead and learn those particular things. Okay. Not only this, by the way, you type in internet, whichever the documentation you are comfortable, feel free to use it. But end of the day, the Linux command line, if you want to become more professional, okay, so you have to practice the hands-on, and the shortcuts really going to help you. Windows also, by the way, you have Control-C, Control-V, how fast you make it, rather than taking the mouse all the way, right click, copy, and all the way go there, right click, paste. I think command line is much efficient, faster, right? So Control-C, Control-V is right? So it makes a bit faster. So the same thing here also, the shortcuts makes life easy. So you should be better practicing those. Okay, so the next one, I think the environment is expiring in a minute. So that means we'll lose this session in a minute. We need to refresh to get it again. Better I'll refresh right away. Okay, what is the next topic in the meantime? Next. So the next one is how do we see the content of a file? Okay, so far we're actually dealing with the out layer of the things. Okay, that means I'm seeing like, so whether the file is there or not or something like that, but I wanted to see some content inside a file. So then there is a command called as cat command. So now cat, or basically ls, cat anaconda kes.cfg. You will see what is the content inside that. Concatenate the content. Okay, so cat command is going to help you with that. Okay, so there's also one more file, etc password, just makes a little bit easy to read. So we have some file. Now cat-n is sometimes a useful option. So cat-n, so which prints with line numbers. So easy to understand whether I have any line numbers. Okay. So the next one is usually, so when you do a cat command, so there are, n number of lines, maybe 100, 1,000, 10,000 lines. It just bombards the screen, by the way. So cat will show you all the lines. And most of the time, I don't need all the lines. And in that particular case, so how do you deal with that? And how do you retrieve the content? What is the only thing that you're looking for? So that's where the filter commands will come into picture. So there are commands based on line numbers. That means head command is there, head of /etc password. So you can see the last top 10 lines. Okay, by default, it will show you the top 10 lines. And if you're looking for only certain line numbers, for an example, I'm looking only for 3 lines. Okay. So you're getting 3 lines. -n is the option, number of lines, and you give that. Now the same way tail, that means downside. From down, you want to see the file. Tail -n. Okay, so 5/etc password. So you'll see the last 5 lines. By default, tail will print you last 10 lines. If you're looking for last 5 lines, I'm giving -5. So head and tail commands, you're filtering the content rather than cat all the content. You're filtering the content based on the line numbers. But there's also some scenarios can come like, how do you print from line number 5 to 8? Okay, 50 to 60, something like that can come. That also can be addressed a bit later after some topic. But for now, straightforward. These are the options. And also now the filter is basically you want to do a row-based filtering or even like, text search-based filtering. You want to do that. So then the next command will come, which is, grep command. So grep root is a word I am searching from a file called as password. So you can search a word root from file. So wherever the root combination is there, it is going to give you that particular operation. So it is just printing. Okay, just look on this line row and actually print it. Okay, so that's the reason I just categorized it as under row-based filtering. And there's also a column-based filtering. So AWK command is there. So this AWK command syntax is a little tricky, but yeah, it's a very good command. So now you can see this AWK. Now, if you look at this command, this file actually is having columns. It's a column-based file. And each and every column is delimited with colon symbol. So that's where what I have written here is, so AWK, hey, my field separator is a colon symbol. Let's say if you are having CSV files, then it is comma. So how CSV files will be there? Comma separated files. So with comma, right? So that's where colon is there. and then print. Okay, we are saying in single quotes flower brackets print $1. That means first column you are printing. Okay, out of full file etc password, you are printing the first column. So now you can see this, the etc password, you are getting a column based filtering, having column based filtering. So this is how I'll do that. All right, so this is how you can do things, but also additional things you can learn whenever you have some time around. So just go through this video. So there is something called as regular expression. So there is a narrowing down requirements can come in. Okay, so that means narrow down requirements is basically I want any word which is a combination of starting with ROOT and ending with like let's say something. Okay, some words Englishish, right? So basically I wanted to go with only the words which is okay. So starting with no and ending with in, as an example I'm giving. I wanted to find out the lines which is having a word starting with NO character, ending with IN character. So then how do you do that? So grep NO will give star IN and then etc password. So I'm not getting really. Yeah, you're getting dot slash. So then I'm able to get it. So now what is this? That is something called as regular expression. So which is matching the characters in between. And so what are those and all? Or if you wanted to know about it, so it makes your your learning a bit more deeper, by the way. So whenever you have some time, so you just spend some time and learn it. But otherwise, how do you see the content? By using cat command, you can see all the content. So by using head and tail commands, you can filter based on the line numbers. You can use a grep command to search something and print only those lines, grep command. And whereas AWK command will help you with the column based filtering. Okay, so this is how we are going to deal with. Okay. Yeah. That's it. Any questions? And topic wise also for today, I wanted to cover only this much. I don't want to go beyond, by the way. So tomorrow we'll start with the editor. Yeah. Any questions? Please go ahead. Not able to hear you, Mandish. Moving on.
Yeah, Raghu, so this is not related to this content, but yesterday
Yeah.
provided the link for killer coder, right? So yesterday it was working well. I have signed up, but today it's showing server IP could not found.
I don't think so, man. What is the URL you're opening? So the given URL.
Yeah, R Killaro. Killaro. Yeah. Same from the GitHub.
Then there could be some internet issue from your side only. For me, it is working, right? Try it out with some other internet connection.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi, Raghu.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raghu, I just want to ask, will you held one session for creating AWS account, or we have to go through your that links and we have to create?
There's a simple video only, so you can go through that video and you can create.
Okay, thank
It's
you.
already given here.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, sir. Can you please show us about the real-time scenarios of grep and AWK commands?
See, first of all, you need to remove that mindset of real time, by the way, because grep-real time, there is no command exists. AWK-real time, there is no command exists, right?
Okay.
Okay, it is same only. And you have your requirement, you apply this particular command. Right?
Okay.
You're using the same Red Hat system, whatever you use in the company, you're using the same grep command. So that mindset of real time, you have to come out of it. But yeah, so the real, I mean, we're doing the real time only, right? So there's no real time here.
Yeah.
We're already doing.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hi Raghu, can you hear me?
Yes.
Please don't take me wrong. Like how many days it will take to complete the Linux basics, Raghu?
So tomorrow we'll be done with basics and we'll be starting the admin talks.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Raghu. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yesterday I have opened AWS account. Do I need to log out after that, or else I need to keep open?
Anything is fine. There is no harm in keeping it open.
Oh, okay. If we use, then it will be charged.
Correct. Yeah.
Mhm.
Any other questions?